friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. What day is it today? Thursday, 13th of April. So I thought I'd do a treat with you today because there's so many of our jobs that we do, especially the ones I've been doing on the channel, which is work, isn't it? Let's be honest, cooking, gardening, preparing, everything's work, isn't it? So I thought we'll have a pamper video today. Now the reason I'm doing this today is because I desperately need some hand cream. As you know, my eczema's playing up at the moment, hence the sporting the no makeup. I do apologise. But the eczema's sore and fiery at the moment. So shop bought hand cream, shop bought face cream for me. It's not good. It's not good. I can use E45, but even that's too heavy for my skin. It just sits there and doesn't move. And I do like to apply cream. Now I find with most of the shop bought ones that I've tried, they're all heavily perfumed, so they have the adverse effect, they drying your skin out. For me, I know that's not for everybody, but for me, having all that perfume in the creams is drying my skin out really badly. So I don't bother with shop bought anymore. I've tried that many, I've wasted that much money over the years. I just don't bother anymore. I'd rather have a few ingredients and make my own, and I can put in then what I know is kind to my skin, organic, non-GMO. I've no affiliate links, I've no connections at all. I've just saying what I like to use. I've bought this with my own money. Bought the Solpare online, very inexpensive, good quality I found, and it's vegan, vegetarian, 100% natural, cruelty free, non-GM, organic. That's what it says on the label. Not expensive. There are lots of companies. You choose what company you like to get from. I'm sure you all have your favourites. Amazon, just so affordable on Amazon. So we're making a hand cream today. So what I'm going to do is, you know, like the other week when we were melting the soap, the melt and pour soap, we're just going to do that. I've just got in here half a cup of the shea butter, and I'm just popping that in to melt it. And in this dish I've got half a cup of mango butter. Now you could just use shea on its own, you don't have to have the others, but I'm just using both today because I've got them very quickly melting that now. So that's all we're going to do, just pop it over. I'll just move you down. It's just in a glass bowl over a pan of boiling water, simmering water, and that's just melting now there. And that's what we're going to do. So once that's melted, all I'm going to add is 4 tablespoons of organic jojoba oil, or jojoba oil, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of vitamin E drops. That's for the preservation, to preserve it. And then once it's cooled down a little bit, you don't want it firm, you don't want it solid, but once it's cooled down so it's just soft but starting to set, you will get your whisker and you'll whisk it. So I will come back once that's melted and it's ready for adding the oils. What else did I want to use today? Arrowroot or cornflour, whichever one you've got. That just helps it to stop being too oily. Calms down the oil so it's not oily. Makes it a nice soft fluffy cream with whisking it and putting a little bit of either arrowroot powder or cornflour, also known as cornstarch. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to wait for this to melt now, and then I'll come back and we'll go through the next stage for you, and I'll see you in a moment. Hi friends, we're back. So this has come off the stove now, this oil, and as you can see it's nicely melted. So I'm just going to leave it a few more minutes. It's been standing for a while now, cooling. I don't want it too hot for when I'm adding the oils, you see. So what I'm going to do, we've put half a cup of shea butter in here. We've put half a cup of mango. And then we need a carrier oil. Now I suppose you can, there's many carrier oils you can use. Things like coconut oil, things like that. Not the solid coconut oil, obviously. But I find coconut oil can be drying as well. And I'm trying to make a cream that's really maximum hydration and soothing and calming. So I've decided to use the jojoba oil or jojoba oil, and it is an organic one. So it's very, very, very good quality. Now, while you're buying all these ingredients, I know, yeah, you're shelling out for all the ingredients, so just go and buy a cream. I get that. But because many of us really have sensitive skin, eczema and things like that, and we don't know a lot of the time what's in these creams that we're buying. And I know I've never found a cream that's good for my skin yet that doesn't make it feel like it's burning or itching or just sort of causing some sort of irritation. This is a new one, isn't it? I forgot to take the seal off. So for me, if I think about all the money I've spent over the years buying different creams, that people well-meaning say, oh, you should try this, you should try that, but they just don't work. Everybody's skin is different, isn't it? So if you think about that, over the years, what I've spent on creams, and I've never bought expensive creams, like really stupidly expensive creams, because I just don't, I'm frugal. I just don't spend a lot of money. But if I know it's going to do my skin good and it's going to do the job, I don't mind paying a few extra pounds. But what I've done is I've spent that money on basic ingredients, because, I mean, that is quite a large tub, 500 grams, and all I've used is half a cup, which is about 100. I've used about 100 grams. That's going to make me 5 lots of cream. 5 lots of cream. So it is cheaper having these few ingredients, and obviously this will do for other creams and things that we make. The lavender will do for lots of other things that we make. So this isn't just a one purpose. These aren't just one purpose ingredients. These ingredients will make lots of other things. Face creams, all sorts of things, lip balms, deodorants, all these homemade things that don't have dangerous chemicals in them, perfumes in them that's drying your skin out. We can buy organic, non-GMO, safe products for a reasonable price, make our own, and we know what's in them. So I thought I'd show you how easy it is really to make your own creams at home if you've never done it before. I do make my own lip balms and deodorants. I make my own face creams, hand creams. You can make your own body lotions, all with these ingredients. These ingredients will make so many different things. It's always worth having them in. Right, so that's quite cool now. Well, slightly warm, still liquidy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of this oil. So I wasn't really going to use the dropper because I'm using quite a lot. So we're going to have 4 tablespoons in there. Obviously these are cold ingredients. This will help cool this down as well for the next stage. There we go. I put 2 in there, didn't I? Not counting, you see, I'm too busy talking, aren't I? So I'll pop that back in there now. And obviously, we've only used, it's still there. So this will make lots of other things as well. So that's your, just move it down so you can see what I'm doing. That's your carrier oil that I've just popped in this tablespoon. Just stir that in well, just to make sure it's all mixed in really, really well. So then I'm going to put 1/4 teaspoon of lavender oil in. Now you can put whatever oil you want, essential oil. Don't put any like perfumes or anything like that in. It's just not worth chancing. I think I have left my 1/4 teaspoon over on the other counter. It seems to have disappeared. What have I done with it? Oh, it's there, I forgot to get it out. So roughly, I'm going to see how many drops 1/4 teaspoon is. Let's have a look. Oh, and trust this not to be quick to come out. Do you remember the oil the other week that poured out? Could have done with that, couldn't I, really? Well, that's 2. Bear with. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's about 15 drops in there. So about 15 drops of your favourite essential oil. There we go. Get that mixed in. So people, just while I'm stirring that, where are you? There you go. See, I've got a different tripod now when you're still drunk. I'll have to try and straighten that up. I'm sorry if I'm wonky. Let's have a look. Is that better? Getting used to this tripod. It's a lot better than the other one. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it'll do for now. So, essential oils, get the best quality you can afford, organic if you can. Really good, pure essential oil. You want a good grade one, the best you can manage. So, what we're going to do then, I forgot what we're going to do next. The oils, I mean, it's really nice to put things like orange oil, you know, essential oil in, or lemon essential oil, or lime, something citrusy like that. The only thing I'd be really careful of with citrus oils, essential oils, is it's not very protective of on your skin. You're more prone to sunburn if you have a citrus oil in your creams. So your face creams, if you're making any face creams or hand creams or anything like that, and you know summer's coming, you're going to be wearing those creams, I'd be very, very careful about having citrusy based oils, essential oils in those creams. Great for the winter, especially if you live somewhere like we do in the northwest of England, where you get very little sun. Absolutely fine in the winter months, but for the summer months, I'd be careful. I'd definitely have a sunscreen on if you're going to be having anything like that on your skin. Just enjoy my cuppa. So we need to wait till this starts kind of starting to set, so it's nice and soft, still nice and soft, because we're going to whip this and we're going to make it into a very soft cream. It's going to be really nice on the skin. Now my eczema, I don't know if you can see on camera, probably won't be able to pick it up, on my knuckles, on my face. Fiery today, really burning today. So when this is ready, if I put this on my skin and it irritates it and it doesn't help, I will tell you, because I don't want you, if you have eczema, to think, oh yeah, I'll get those ingredients and I'll make it, and it doesn't do for you. I will feel terrible. yes, I've made this before. I know it's all right on my skin normally, but I haven't had any of this made up and used it on my skin when I've been having an eczema flare up. I've been using this because I don't have an eczema flare up often. It's at the start of spring and then it goes away after a couple of weeks, and then again at the start of autumn, again just for a few weeks, few short weeks, and then it just goes away again. I don't have problems with eczema all the time, and some years it's worse than others. It's a bit worse this year. I'm just wanting to do that all the time, but it's burning as well, so I can't complain. I don't get it anywhere near as bad as some of my friends that have eczema. I mean, they had it all year and they have some really bad flare-ups. I've got friends that can never wear anything on their skin. They just have a constant battle, so I'm really not complaining. But I want to see what this is going to be like on my skin with an eczema flare-up. And to be fair, shea butter and mango butter shouldn't have any irritating effects on your skin at all, really. Unless you're allergic to mangoes and shea, but, you know, I suppose we all have, you know, everybody has some sort of intolerance to certain products and ingredients, don't they? This is really, because it's very cold in here today. Not as cold as yesterday, but it's very cold. As you can see, I've not got my Snuggie on today. So I might have to, now it's quite cool. I don't like putting warm stuff in the fridge. You're meant to put this in the fridge straight away to cool down, but it's like, well, you can't do that. You're making everything in your fridge go off, aren't you? But it's starting to set now. So it is really cold in here today. It's probably warmer in the fridge than it is in this room. Supposed to be getting really good temperatures next week, friends, according to Mr. Weatherman last night on the news. I just put the news on headlines and weather. It just frustrates me because they usually spend about half an hour talking about what the weather was like yesterday and like 30 seconds telling us what it might do tomorrow and the few days ahead. It's like, I don't need to know what it's just been doing. Just live through that. Don't know what your what stations and whether you take notice of, but I know I was listening to the BBC last night and I'm like, well, it could sunshine, it could rain, it could be windy, might get a bit of snow, might get a bit of sleet, might not. What's it going to do then? I think they just tell you it's going to do everything so they know at least one thing's right. I want to go back to the olden days when we were kids and they used to have them sticky things that they used to just stick on a map. Do you remember those? Sticky sun and a sticky cloud, and they used to just put it on. You didn't have all these like graphics, did you? I find these graphics frustrating because you'll see a weather front coming in and just as you're waiting for it to come to your bit, they switch it off. It's like, oh, watching that. So yeah, I want to go back to the olden days, the good old days when they used to have these sticky, I wonder if it was Velcro or something that used to just stick on the map. Caroline Ahern doing El Scorchio. Oh, she was a comic, wasn't she? Sorry if you're not in England. Caroline Ahern was a fantastic comedian. She was very talented. She's done some fantastic comedies over here in England. She died young, bless her. She had a lung problem, I think. I think it was something in the family, and she died very young. She was really, really talented comedian, and she used to do a comedy strip where she was like a weather girl, and she had like buckets and buckets full of fake tan on her skin, and she'd go El Scorchio, El Scorchio, and she'd just stick suns all over the map. So comical. Put a comment below who your favourite comedian was. I used to love that royal family. That was such a funny, with, do you remember Sheila Grant from Brookside, and what was he called? Is that the guy with beard called who was in Royal Family with Sheila Grant, I always call her. And Anthony and Denise, do you remember that? That was a brilliant, comedy, that. I used to love that. And Dinner Ladies. So let me know what favourite comedies are yours. I'm not into comedies nowadays. I prefer the American comedies. I don't like English comedies now. I think they're rubbish nowadays. I watch all American comedies, I love them. I still watch, like, Everybody Loves Raymond and Frasier and Big Bang Theory. Brooklyn. Is it Brooklyn Nine? Something Brooklyn Nine-Nine something. I love that one. That just has me crying. Absolutely crying with laughter. Love that one. But I've been into watching NCIS lately. That's not a comedy, obviously, but it has. I love watching that. I love NCIS. I like most American programmes that we get over here, to be fair. They far better at it than making programmes than we have in recent times, I think. So if you've got any new comedies in England that you really like, that you can recommend. Oh, look at this now, it's really setting. Look at how, oh, you're drunk. Look at how that has changed colour now. So let me get this camera set up so you don't fall over. I don't know what I've done there. I don't know why it's leaning over like that. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Let me try and change it for you. There we go. So, as you can see now, it's not as clear as it was now. It's going like a custardy colour, isn't it? So that's starting to get nice and almost ready for whisking. Almost. There we go. So I'm just going to give it another few minutes and then I'll sort this camera out so it's at a better angle for you. And then I'll come back, my friends. Bear with. Hi friends, I'm back. Right, I did put this in the fridge for a little bit. And as you can see now, it's starting to set. It's still quite soft. But you can see now that you can see the consistency of it now, can't you? Probably this dish is a bit too big really. But I did just try a little bit on my skin just to see if it irritated the sore patch that I've got, and it didn't irritate it at all. It felt quite soothing. The only thing is at this stage now, before you put the arrowroot in, it's very oily, very greasy, and I don't like the feeling of very oily, greasy skin. Yeah, creams on my skin. If you like that, then you could probably leave it at this stage and it'd be fine. But I am going to mix a little bit of arrowroot in this now, just to calm them oils down, because I don't want it greasy. So I'm just going to get my little mixer and whip this up. I think you'll put about the equivalent of a tablespoon of arrowroot in. I've only put about half in there. there we go. Sorry about the noise on that, guys. So there we go. That looks absolutely fabulous. And you can see as well, it's a lot lighter now. A lot lighter. So we're just going to pop this in an airtight jar. One of my little jelly jars with a canning lid and a ring. That'll keep it nice and airtight. So let's just get this in here. You can put them in smaller jars, just whatever jar you've got, as long as it's airtight, an airtight container. And that is such a good cream. You could whip it for a bit longer if you wanted to. Just get it to the consistency you like. There we go. You can make these and put them in nice, like small decorative jars and give them as presents. That'd be nice. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? So let's just give this a go, shall we? You don't need a lot. You don't need that much, Samantha. Flipping heck. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, that feels so soothing. Oh, I like that on my eczema. That is really soothing. Just turn it. Now it's still a bit oily. You could get away with putting a bit more arrowroot in, but that, especially my elbows as well. I don't know about you guys, but my elbows get very dry. They don't get eczema so much, but they do get quite dry. So just popping some on there it feels really nice to that. Really, really nice. So no, it's not irritated my eczema. It's actually felt, just take the excess off while I get this lid on. There we go. That's really soothing, that. So lift it back up again. Oh, hello. I'm going to try and do it that way. Just make it a bit more stable. Right. So that will last up to 6 months because you've put vitamin E drops in there, which is a preservative. That, for me, when I've tried lots of different creams over the years, is a far better cream than what I've ever used from creams I've bought in the shops. That is really soothing. And the thing about it is as well, because you're using organic, non-GMO ingredients, you're using a really good quality shea butter, really good quality mango butter, good quality essential oil, not perfume, good quality carrier oil, organic. Everything you're putting on your skin is good for your skin. I think you'd be really pleased if you try that. So what I'll do is I will write the recipe down below in the description box for if you want to make it. And remember, you don't have to get arrowroot. Cornflour, cornstarch is absolutely fine. I'm just using arrowroot because I have arrowroot in for when I'm making my, excuse me, I've got indigestion, for when I'm using, making deodorants. And obviously you can use arrowroot in cooking, in the kitchen. So it does have lots of different uses. So yeah, please let me know if you want to give that a go. And if you do try it, what you think of it. It does make an exceptionally good quality cream. I mean, that was very red before and it's already starting to calm it down. I don't know if you can see, there's just a patch there that was really fiery red before and it's started to calm down already. That one wasn't as bad. That's almost disappeared now. Just by feeling like it's calming the fire down. It gets very fiery, does eczema, doesn't it? Mine bleeds sometimes because it gets so, I scratch. And I make it worse. So I think, as far as my eczema is concerned, that is definitely a success. I mean, I know I've used this stuff before, when I've made it before, but I've never tried it on my eczema before. I've never had a flare up when I've been making my own creams before. It must have been at other times of year when I've just not had a flare up. So I thought, oh, well, I've got this flare up now. I'll make another batch of hand cream up and see, because I've not made any for a while, and just see if it's any good on my eczema. And it's been absolutely fabulous. That is, I don't know if you can tell the difference. That is really calming down now. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'm sorry if you can't. But yeah, so folks, hand cream, a really good quality hand cream. And I can't tell you how much the ingredients cost me because it was such a, I bought them ages ago. I've had these in for quite a long time. And as you can see, I've hardly used any. There's still quite a lot in them tubs. So that would last you probably, if it lasts 6 months and you don't need a lot on it, you're only going to be using it twice a year, aren't you? Making it twice a year. So you're probably looking at this lasting 2-3 years. Got 2-3 years worth of, well, no, 3 years plus with that of hand cream, haven't you? But obviously you might want to make a load up for gifts. I think it'd be nice to get a hamper, like a small hamper, little basket, line it with some fabric and pop some homemade lip balm, hand cream, face cream, homemade deodorant, and a few little bits in a little basket for Christmas. That would make a really nice gift for somebody. A little body care type pamper session hamper, all with organic ingredients that you've made yourself. Now, lavender obviously is a very calming essential oil, so if you have skin like mine, this will probably really help you. And because of the smell of it, it's going to help you drift off to sleep if you put this on at night just before you go to bed. Double bubble, isn't it? So guys, I'll leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit different today, and I was talking a lot more about other things, weren't I, in between while we were waiting for this to set. I had to run up and get a jumper because it's gone cold. The sun's decided to come out now. That's nice. I hope it warms up a bit. It's very windy out there. Very, very windy. It's blowing a gale. I don't think I'll be braving it out there today. I hope it's a bit better tomorrow so I can get out in greenhouse and get some more gardening stuff done. But yeah, I'll leave it there for now, my friends. I hope you're all well. So, and I do hope you try this hand cream. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye, God bless, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.